Okay, so for our Diels-Alder reaction today, the first thing we'll want to do is get a 25 ml conical flask along with a stir bar, and we're going to be using anthracene, which I have pre-measured here. We're going to add that to the flask. And we've also got maleic anhydride, also pre-weighed. One of us will email you masses used on this, so you'll have them for calculations. I lost a little bit there, but for the sake of this reaction, we've got enough. And then we've also got 8 mils of xylenes as our solvent. So I'm transferring the 8 mils of xylenes. And the next step is to just set this up for 30 minutes of reflux. So getting this maxed down, we've already got a reflux condenser set up. Water in on bottom, water out on top. Already got the water turned on. And we're just going to leave that refluxing for about 30 minutes, and we'll come back to it to see how it's doing. So after our reflux is finished, I just removed the reaction from heat, turned off the heat and stirring, and then I give this a minute to let it cool for room temperature, which I have done. And now I'm going to transfer this into an ice bath. I've also put a little bit of cold hexanes in here to rinse my crystals with after I filter them out. So we're just going to let that cool down some and precipitate out those crystals. So after taking the reaction out of the ice bath, you're left with something like this, where it's yellow and really cloudy. You can see a lot of solid on the bottom, and I'm going to take that over and do a suction filtration on that, and I will show you the results afterward. So after the suction filtration, I'm left with a solid that looks kind of like this, and I used some cold hexanes to rinse the crystals to get rid of any impurities there, and I gave it a little time to dry on the vacuum. So now I'm going to transfer this into another little beaker. First, I'm just putting the whole filter paper on a watch glass and then scraping the crystals off, kind of like so. And then we can take our stir bar and scrape some of the crystals off there. And then I'm just going to funnel all of this into another container to do our recrystallization. Okay, so this is what we'll be taking over to do our recrystallization. So now to recrystallize this, I've been heating up some xylenes, and once I've got it sufficiently hot, I'm just going to start adding xylenes to my solid crystals, and I'm just adding a couple pipettes and then swirling it a little bit with heat And I'm just trying to use as little xylenes as I can to get all of this to dissolve. So it took me roughly 20 mils to get all this dissolved, 20 mils of hot xylenes. So now we just let this cool to room temperature and then transfer to an ice bath before another vacuum filtration. So I'm letting this cool at the moment. So after the time in the ice bath, this is what you're looking at from prior to the second filtration. So now I'm just going to suction filter that again, rinsing with cold hexanes one more time to get that should get us a pure product. Okay, so after the vacuum filtration, we're left with a solid that looks kind of like so, and this sample needs a significant amount more time drying on vacuum. And I won't go through all of that with you, but like in the past, we'll send you the amount of the mass recovered and the melting point, and then the spectra will be on Harvey for you to analyze. And that's it for this experiment. So that's the last one of the semester. So hope everyone stays safe. Bye.